Hi guys, this is Sunny Tran, and on my flight back from a high-level mastermind with Fred Mylett, Peter Vargas, Jamie Kernema, John Gordon, Erwin McManus, you know, we talked about a lot of different things there, but it just got me thinking. There's a lot of things they want to share with the world, and I wanted to share that all with you. And the biggest thing was on that flight back, I was looking at my life, and there's a frameworks that I kind of uncover from all the things I learned from people like Tony Robbins, you know, Ed Mylett, Jack Canfield, all my different coaches and mentors. And I'll show you a screen real quick of some of these mentors. So as you can see there, you know, amazing people. It started with Grant Cardone a long time ago. He got me into the $1 Million booklet. And that little booklet basically was free. But what happened was that got me into learning more of his world. But let me rewind a little bit. Going back a little bit, it was actually Ed Mylett when I was with a financial company that introduced me to Grant Cardone. And there's people on that stage. There was about 40,000 people there. And Grant came out. Oh my gosh, he was like, I don't get out of bed for less than a few million. And there's people making 4 million a year, 2 million. And I was like, man, this guy's really cocky, you know? But that was the deal with him. And Ed introduced them and they showed how to do bigger like events and everything with it. We filled two stadiums, the MGM Grand and the T-Mobile, arena with that. Wow. So what happened was like, yeah, after that, I got the free book, and then from there, he had a mentorship program that was like a few $1,000. I joined into the mentorship program. So for that free book, actually, right before I bought the program, it's called Sales Basic because I wanted to train my team. Back then, I had about 130 people on my team to help that, with that. So, and I learned that those little nuances make a lot of difference. I was like, oh, it's good for my team, but it ended up that those little things made me better. And that connected me with Russell Brunson, later on, connected me with all these other great people that you're seeing on that screen. And basically, we are, people that stand on the shoulders of giants. And what that means is a mentor can help you get to wherever you want to go faster. And if you ever want to learn from someone without mistakes, that's the time. And these are the people to do it with. You know why? When you want to do things faster and not make all those mistakes that they did, and what do you think is the best investment you can make? In a sense, I've been in the money game since I was 19. It's in yourself, you know? So that was mine. And it took me a long time because I was always like thinking I'm the smartest guy in the room, what I need to know, whatever. But that one little nuance was like, hey, I learned the world was a bigger place. So a lot of different mentors. So from there, on that plane flight back, a lot of things resonated with me. And I kind of looked back at my life and I was like, what happened on the outcome or the goals and things that I wanted to achieve? And why did I not hit them? And why did I not achieve them? And it all came down to this one framework, a formula that kind of came out from all the different lessons. So I just integrated, simplified, distilled, and it comes down to this. So what I want to do is I'm going to share my screen again with all this. So it starts with this bow. Does everyone know what a bánh bao is? In Vietnamese, it's called bánh bao. It's a steamed bun from Vietnam, right? And it's got meat and eggs and stuff in the middle. So you see that smoke's colorful because a lot of times it could be very colorful. And that's the framework that we came up with. You want to know what it stands for? B is belief. As you can see, it's a positive symbol. So now I'm going to break out all my different notes too. Why am I talking about beliefs? Is because that's like the bedrock of everything. Have you ever achieved anything in a low state? And that I learned from Tony Robbins. No, you're not. And that state of mind comes into like, I'm feeling bad about myself and negative and all those things. So that positive means it has to be a positive belief that uplifts you. you know? And one of the most encouraging people I ever met, ever, is Eileen Wilder, one of my other coaches. And encourage comes from a Latin root of courage, right? You're putting courage in someone else. That's a belief. And the more positive is, you can help them believe in themselves. A lot of times people going through life and what Ed taught about in that mastermind, it's like people just want people that believe in them, love them, you know? So belief needs to be positive because if it's negative, it's not going to give you a good result. Okay. So the questions about that is that, okay, have you ever achieved anything, like you said, in a low state? No, you got to be positive and strong. Okay. And then the next question you need to ask yourself is it really true? That belief? Is it? You know, is it really true? And then you're going to question, it's like a lot of times they're not, you know, and then you think about it. Okay. So what are your thoughts about that belief? These thoughts that we have in our mind, we think are ours, they're not. They've been around since cavemen. Your grandmother had those thoughts, your grandpa, your great grandpa, your parents. Okay. So is it a positive belief or is it a negative? And those thoughts, are they positive or negative? As you all know, I believe in God. And with that, all positive things come from God. But all negative is the enemy, devil. Okay. So they're whispers a lot of times. You're not enough. You can't do this. Well, guess what? You are, because you're made in the image and likeness of the creator. And it's God. All right. And then question again, we go back to when we talked about, is it really true? And then you think about it. They're not. They're just thoughts and minds. There's only two things when you think about a thought that is really true and you should ever believe. Number one is what God thinks of you. And number two is a person you look in the mirror every day. That's you. Okay. So when you look in the mirror, those are the only opinions that ever matter. So do you want to believe positive things about yourself or negative? Earl Nightingale talks about your mind as like a field. Okay. You can either grow corn, which can feed people, or you can grow poison, nightshade, which isn't. And that's going to affect everything else. So beliefs are really important in what you think about it. Okay. So now we have the thoughts. And then here's a question that I learned from Tony Robbins is like, do you think that you have the potential to achieve whatever, like anything, goals, or anything with that? And obviously, yes, right? It's all positive. If you don't think you have the potential, don't do it. Do something else, you know? All right. Second question is, how do you feel about those thoughts? Is it a positive emotion or is it negative? And then the question is that is it a limiting belief on those thoughts? You know, and if it is a limiting, then how can this thought help you? If it can't, get rid of it. Just like, you know, when you eat chicken wings, I love chicken wings, you know, BW3s, anyone who knows me from the beginning college days, man, I used to have wings for 25 cents. But when you're eating the wings, you're not eating the whole wing, are you? You're eating it and you're spitting out the bones. Get rid of all the waste and negative things. All right. So how can it help you? If it helps you, yes. If it can't help you, throw it away. Number two is an empowering belief. That's what you want to strive for. Okay. And how can this help you? Obviously, empowering beliefs give you energy, right? You can feel it. But disempowering beliefs or limiting beliefs, you feel negative. Like, oh, I can't do it. What if it's not me? What do these people think of me? Forget about it. So let's work on empowering beliefs. Number two, three, is there a model of success already with this belief? Right? Why? All those mentors I spoke to, they have models of success already. And here's the hack or the key to get through all that. What do they believe? And there's the hack. Whatever they believe, you need to just believe it as well. That's it. See how simple it is? And what Ed talks about a lot is identity shift. So what identity do they have? If you want to be like them, model what works, what Tony Robbins talks about. Take on that identity and make sure it's an, remember we talked about positive, the devil, negative, and positive again. It needs to be an aspirational identity and who you want to be like, who you want to do, model what works. Does that make sense, guys? All right. So now make sure with Ed, he's talking about that. So now when you're having that belief, let's think about, is it going to be positive or negative? So we're there. Now let's get into the next part of the theory. So I got to share my screen again. So you got the B in bow, positive belief. Got that? All right, guys. Number 2, plus action. So when you think about action, right? Is it going to be a lot of action? Remember how one of my people was Grant was like, hey, whatever goals you have, think about how much action you need to hit that goal and fulfill on it. And then from that action, right? 10x it, 10x your goals. So if you do hit that goal or you fail, you still at least doubled it or tripled it, right? Because 10x is a lot, right? So think about that. But really, the action, really, when you go to its basic form, is like responding to that belief that you had to get results, right? Is it teeny weeny, eeny weeny? You know, so that's why you got tiny little small results because your action was little. Or is it, oh, we just talked about Grant, massive, huge actions? You know what I mean? And going back to Eddie's like, look, you want to have huge, ginormous, God-sized dreams. Everyone that you know can fit into it. And you had something like that, that's very empowering, isn't it? Doesn't sound like a limiting belief, does it? Right? So massive. Now, how everyone can fit into it. Those actions are really important. Again, there's positive actions and then there's negative actions. So your actions kind of go back into like your beliefs. If you don't believe it's going to happen, you're not going to do the right actions that are getting there. Correct, right? If you really believe you can do it, your actions will prove it. And a lot of times when you take this model back to what you're doing, look at and evaluate your actions that you've done. Was it enough? Is it enough on some of your past history? And when you did achieve certain goals, you know, or outcomes, was it enough? Did you do a lot? Did you do a little bit? And you observe the belief. It's kind of like a cake, you know. If you had the perfect ingredient to build the cake, or I love brownies, you got the flour, you got the eggs, you got the milk, you get the water and the oil, will make it perfect. But yet too much of one thing or too little, it won't come out good, right? So most of you believe you can bake a cake, right? If you had the right ingredients. Well, here's the ingredients for this. All right. So now let's talk about the third thing and the key. So again, actions are based on belief. And again, belief is, you see in the middle of the word belief is be living or be just belief, be lie, right? Either based on lies or the truth. So what lie do you want to believe? Going back to Earl Nightingale, you want poison or do you want corn, which is food so you can grow, right? So that's the test. Again, with your actions and beliefs, results aren't a lie, you know, they're not at all. So you want big or you want small? So let's talk about the O in the bánh bao, that, you know, Vietnamese cuisine again. Outcome. All right. So the outcome is not happening because of the mix of ingredients we just talked about. It isn't right. If you have too much, too little one thing, you're not going to get the results or the outcome that you're looking for. So it's just like a cake. So you want to think about a bao in Vietnamese? Let me explain to you on like the outcome is that what is it that you want? Right? Okay, I want to have $1 million. Cool. Why do you want it? Mm, why is really critical. Um, because I want to do more things for my family. I want to buy my time back. Okay, cool. Now here's the third question you need to ask you. How will this make your life better? Well, I have children. I want their lives to be better. I want everyone I love for their lives to be better. Ah, now it's making sense. See, this question a lot of people miss out on. The fourth question. What do you need to sacrifice to get it? Mm, what do you need to sacrifice to get it? There's always going to be give and take with everything that you do. You're always going to have to sacrifice something and give something up. Okay. So when you talk about sacrifices, very critical. You have to give up something, right? And then the question is it a must? Are you interested in it? You know, just like dating and it gets hard, "Ah, I don't want to do it anymore." Or you committed, like getting married. When you have children, you're committed. Okay. No matter what it takes, you're going to give them a better life. So remember that. Practice, 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 with with the outcome. So when we talk about outcomes again, I'm going to bring back to my language, which is Vietnamese. So you want to see a couple different outcomes? Let me share with you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. That's a bag. It's a bow. That's one of the words in Vietnamese. So you can carry stuff in, right? You have a lot of stuff. You need to have this in bow. Or how about the next one in Vietnamese? Hey, I want to make lots of money. So I have lots of money so I can bow other people. So that means I'm paying for their dinner, their lunches. I'm paying for it. That's bow. That's another form of bow. Or I got something for my lady friends out there. How about that? The time bag, bow. That can carry stuff too. So you see, bow is the master key to getting the results and everything that you want. A nice formula of belief plus action equals outcome. And that's the master key that I, uncovered from that plane flight back from California. That was the first time I ever spent $1,000 on a domestic thing ticket too. It's like two flights, all this other stuff and everything. So you think about it, it's like, yeah, it was worth it. I got to be in the presence of giants. And because of that, I got to learn and distill the things I learned in my life to kind of look. And one of the key things that they did teach there is that you were made to be great. You're made in the image and likeness of the creator. So you're made to create. And with that, just develop a big dream, you know, and that dream to fit everyone around you that you love inside of it. And that'll help you be empowered. But again, the biggest affinity that we have is wanting to be liked, and we're deleting who we were and who we are. A lot of times when you people please what other people are doing, it doesn't help you because now you're being less and less of you. And over time, you're not going to be happy with yourself. So one of the key lessons I got from that event was to be me. Everyone is unique. There's no one assigned in this planet to be a better you. So remember who you are. Remember who you were and be you. Be more authentic. Look for what things you are and not try to always be like someone else because other people approve of them. It doesn't matter if they don't approve of you. Be who you are and you can be great that way and work more in your power that you have with that. So today's lesson, hopefully that'll help you move along what you got in life. That's helped me tremendously. And Val, man, that is amazing framework. And that's going to help you get to more where you want in your outcomes, dreams, and things you're looking for and make it very well worth it because we only have one life. And today's called a present because we're here. And every moment you have on this earth is a gift. All right. I'll talk to you all later.